Hi, my name is Michelle Losalise, and I'm the chair for the Bexar County Democratic Party. Let's review what's been happening. Let's talk about Trump's tariffs. Trump put tariffs in place for every country in the world on April 2nd. Stock markets immediately plunged, losing more than $6 trillion in market value. It's going to impact you in several ways, even if you aren't in the stock market. The tariffs are going to make products more expensive to buy. While companies will try to cover some of the cost of the tariff, they can't cover it all, and those costs will get passed on to you. While Trump paused most tariffs, there is still a 145% tariff on most products coming from China, and a 25% tariff on anything coming from Mexico or Canada. And there's still a 25% tariff for all imported vehicles. Even if you don't buy a new car, your insurance company is going to raise your rates to cover the cost of more expensive vehicles on the road. And these tariffs are reciprocal. Our Toyota plant is going to be impacted. This is all pain inflicted by Trump, and Greg is nowhere to be found. The House passed a budget blueprint. What does that mean, and what will it impact? Republicans plan to cut $880 billion from Medicaid and Medicare. They plan to cut $330 billion from education and workforce, which covers school lunches, special education funding, FAFSA, and more. They also plan to cut $230 billion from agriculture. Yes, our farmers and food assistance. Republicans plan to give more money to the Departments of Homeland Security and Defense. These massive cuts to social services aren't to pay down the debt. In fact, they raised the debt ceiling by an additional $4 trillion. No, they plan to decimate social services so they can extend the tax cuts to the billionaires, the wealthiest among us. This isn't a done deal yet, but it's going to take all of us calling our representatives to let them know how we feel about tax cuts for billionaires. We need to get loud. And if you love the Constitution, you can't possibly approve of what Trump is doing, trampling due process. The Constitution guarantees that the government must follow fair procedures when taking actions that could deprive a person of life, liberty, or property. ICE is picking people off the street, and they are getting sent to detention centers without any due process. In fact, they've admitted to making an error in deporting a husband and father named Gilmar Abrego Garcia to a maximum security prison in El Salvador, but they refuse to lift a finger to bring him back. And this cruelty is exactly what we see with Abbott's Operation Lone Star, where family members seen struggling in the river were left to drown. And this week, the Republicans in Texas House passed a bill that would let public funds be used to pay for private schools. This essentially subsidizes families already paying for private schools. If you don't like what's happening, then I need you to get involved. There are easy ways to do this. Subscribe to our newsletter, follow us on social media, join us at our regular protests, and make your voices heard. With a little more effort, you can volunteer at our office on Fredericksburg Road or join one of our committees. With some dedicated effort, become a precinct chair to represent your neighborhood and make sure your neighbors get out to vote. But most importantly, call your representatives and let them know how you feel about what is going on. They are supposed to represent you, not the billionaires. If they don't hear from you, they think you're just fine with what's happening. So call. My goal is to get one of these out weekly to keep you up to date with what's happening. So please stay tuned. Again, my name is Michelle Losalise, and I'm the chairwoman for the Bexar County Democratic Party.